Ma boji ye wo wo, ma boji ye wo wo, na ma boji ye wo wo. Ndetse kwe masonga walanga chauffeur, c'est ma mère, c'est ma mère, c'est ma mère, et wo wo. C'est ma mère, c'est ma mère, c'est ma mère, et wo wo.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bacda 2019. We're here to talk about the BAKOSSI Cultural Development Association in the United States of America, the BAKOSSI. What is BAKOSSI? What is the agenda of BAKOSSI in the United States of America? What has been their difficulties? What has been their challenges? What have been their successes in the United States? What have they been doing to help the people back home in the BAKOSSI land? So ladies and gentlemen, tune in. We're about to give you nothing but the best. So stay tuned. Tommy Luches from Dallas, USA.
My name is Veronica Akwensioge. I was born in Brazil. I'm a BAKOSSI woman who is now residing in the United States.
So what is BAKOSSI?
BAKOSSI is the BAKOSSI land and the people that live in the BAKOSSI land.
So what is Bacda? What does Bacda represent to you?
Oh, Bacda is a group that was founded in my house when my husband was here as a diplomat, and he asked the young men that came to the house that, why don't you guys start a basu? I know James Bide was one of those. Late Edienkwele was one of those. Benson Jumbe was one of those. Frix Ngole was one of those. And the list can go on and on. So, Mr. Domin Dube was the one we chose to start that basu. Then finally, these young men were no more students. They were today professionals. And we took on the name of Bacda USA. We formed so many chapters, and I would say I'm a co-founder. Of this group. I breathe Bacda, I eat Bacda. I've been attending all of the conventions, one except when I lost a child. Number two, my son became Bacda USA president. They had a premier. I had to stay back, nurse the premier, and allow my son to serve a course, and he served a course good. He started just like a secretary. Later became Mr. Ngale's vice and served these same people for 4 years. Today, he's handing down the torch to his vice president, Mr. Amate, who is also another phenomenal young man, to lead this great nation of us, BAKOSSI people, who have now migrated in the United States. We don't know when we're going to go back home again, but we breathe a culture here in the United States.
So what is your vision from now onwards for the Bacda?
My vision is for the young men to take this organization that we started with a couple of people, take it higher. Let them always take it a notch higher, every administration, so that someday their children, they will have a legacy that they leave behind.
So as a matron, the mother of Bacda USA, what is your advice to the young generation?
Okay, the young generation, I've been preaching to them that they have to join, because this is the only legacy we are going to leave behind for them, which doesn't cost money. It just costs, let me say, perseverance. My mission for Bacda is the younger generation shall join the bandwagon so that they lead this association to higher heights than they picked it up from. And this is the legacy we leave behind for our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren. I want my granddaughter someday to know where the parents came from and who the parents were and what the BAKOSSI people stand for. They might not go back home, the children that they have here, but this is their legacy. AKOSSI belonging to the family of Sangongoe and Nyango Sumedian. If you don't belong to Nyangongoe and Sango Sumedian and Nyango Sumedian, then you are nothing. So, are they going to sit by and watch their legacy reduce to nothing or diminish? No, no, no. They got to hold that mountain, that torch, like the Olympians, every 4 years when they take that, they light that lantern and they run with it. So run, children, run with that lantern of Bacda, USA. BAKOSSI, that's your legacy.
One last word to Bacda, USA.
Bacda, USA, I love you guys. I will always support you guys, even in my retirement years, because I have you in my heart. You guys are going to stay there forever. How can I take out my heart? Bacda, USA is my heart.
In the BAKOSSI language, a farewell for Bacda, USA 2019.
Wow. BAKOSSI, mbo BAKOSSI, bamba BAKOSSI, mwa na mwenchu, nsominye, ponde siyan chini bagame, echisiane de tira de nelong, BAKOSSI, America, de Canada su, nika na yo, nsambe ninye, dibu beninye, benyama beninye, BAKOSSI oye.
Amen. Oye. Thank you very much.
C'est ma mère, oh, c'est ma mère, oh, c'est ma mère, oh, et wo wo.
Thank you again for the opportunity of having me. Once more, for anybody who has friends and family in the United States, please reach out to them and inform them to visit Bacda USA, or Bacda.org rather. Again, that's Bacda.org, and visit the website. It has a lot of information about our culture. In the next coming days, or weeks rather, and months, we'll be developing the website to have more emphasis on cultural sensitization. So videos of cultural activities will always be linked there, using the YouTube as a platform, as well as information about our cultural identity. For instance, the meanings of our names. If you go to the website right now, if this is loaded directly to the internet, there are 2 articles on the website. One about the naming process in the BAKOSSI community or culture, and the second one about the naming orders in the BAKOSSI community. So we're going to be developing a lot of that. There's another article that falls in that area also as well, the meaning of Ndiye and the whole process of Ndiye. So those are all things that we need to learn. We want Bacda.org to be the Google and Wikipedia of the BAKOSSI community. So hopefully Bacda USA will succeed in getting this done, and we have a lot of people to visit and educate themselves about the BAKOSSI people.
So can you introduce yourself to us?
Again, my name is Martin Akwensioge, National President of Bacda USA. My term actually ends this year, 2019, but I've been the National President from 2015. Before that, I was the Vice President for 4 years, and before that, I was 2 years as the Assistant Secretary of Bacda USA.
So what is the main aim, the main objective of Bacda?
Bacda's main objective is to improve the lives of BAKOSSI people where they are here in the US, but more for those who are in the BAKOSSI area. And when I say BAKOSSI area, I mean from after Kumba area. People think that the BAKOSSI area starts where Tombel is, but places like Etam, Ebonji, those are all the BAKOSSI areas. Historically, those used to be the farms, and the BAKOSSI tribe used to be a tribe that migrates further south, where there'll be more resources from the coast. So we want to improve the livelihoods of the people in the BAKOSSI area in terms of healthcare and education and other aspects that they may encounter.
So what has been your challenges during your term?
Some of the challenges I've had, but I would list one right now, has been the challenge of dwindling membership. For an organization that will be celebrating 30 years next year, we seem to not have the numbers that we should. 30 years in existence, we should think of about 500 members, but that's not the case. I won't divulge the exact number right now, but it's not a number that we're very happy about. We have over 1,000 BAKOSSI brothers and sisters in the United States, but that doesn't translate to the number that are members. Some feel that the funds that is being used in Bacda is not used to good cause. And I always say, if it's not used to good cause, rally the numbers, come to the convention, and make it known. Because the General Assembly is the strongest body of Bacda USA. They can make and break any presidency. Come to the conventions and make your cases known. But we always have our financials out there, which details everything. No president is supposed to, for that matter, nobody in any position in Bacda USA is supposed to use the funds for their personal use. It's always for the use of Bacda as mission.
So, as an outgoing president, what is your vision for the future of Bacda USA?
I hope to see Bacda USA have more digital footprints. Next year, by the end of next year, hopefully we should be completing the development of a cell phone app, compatible of course on Android and Apple. But we want an app where you can have conversation in BAKOSSI, learning BAKOSSI, so more like a digital 101 in BAKOSSI language. Want to see more web presence in terms of videos, educating people on maybe how to cook the various BAKOSSI dishes. We think that the only BAKOSSI dishes are zavenge and kwankalang and fufu, but there are other dishes out there, that of BAKOSSI heritage that it would be nice to give a tutorial on how to prepare those dishes. And of course, for places like in the USA where you don't have the exact ingredients, what are some substitutes that people can replicate to still enjoy that cultural togetherness of the BAKOSSI people?
So what is your pride of being a BAKOSSIan?
BAKOSSI people are proud by nature. So just being a BAKOSSI person, I'm very proud.
Thank you so much for your time. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
A last word?
I just pray that more people are able to see this video and reach out to their family members that wherever you are, join a BAKOSSI organization, because the organizations always, look out for each other. They look out for those who are back home. Whenever we go out of the Cameroon in general, or the BAKOSSI area. So if you're, say, in Tombel and you move out to Yaoundé, you've been blessed a little bit more than the person in Tombel. And so you should always look back to them and say, hey, how can I bless you also so that you can bless another person? It's in the Bible or in any religion, do unto others as you want others to do unto you. Thank you again.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I hope you have a wonderful convention from here up front.
Thank you again for the opportunity and have a good day.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Say mamero, say mamero, say mamero, eh, wo, wo.
My name is Adeline Ikane, and I'm the chapter president of Bacda USA DFW chapter. I've been president for the past 4 years, and this is a chapter where no matter as small as it is, it's a very dynamic chapter. It's a chapter that works very closely with our national course. This chapter has been in existence for about 12 years, and it is one of the strongest in the union, if I may say so. We proudly call ourselves a family, and so we strive to live as brothers and sisters. This chapter has been very, very instrumental in furthering the community back home and the community here with us in the USA. It's one of those chapters that prides itself in bringing up young children who are back in Cameroon from underprivileged families. And we are also really a very proud chapter because we did adopt a school in Cameroon 2 years back. This school was in very dilapidated, how would I put it, in a very unhealthy, dilapidated, and I don't want to say it was not in existence, let me put it that way. And so we had a very big fundraiser to be able to uplift these children. We underwent a couple of fundraising ventures, and we started off with backpacks for the kids and school and writing materials, and then later on decided to try to revamp the structure. It was broken, so we actually brought down the school building down to its foundation and rebuilt it. That was a project that took about $13,000 to complete. We did not even really get it to completion. Unfortunately, the political problems that we're facing in Cameroon right now got into our plans, and so we had to halt this plan. But nature being what it is, we don't have control over it. A couple of months later, just when we were getting ready to go inaugurate this place, a big wind tornado came in and blew off the roof, the desk, the newly renovated offices that we had in there. Everything was messed up. So at this point, it's a project that we still hold very dear to our hearts. It's a project that we're still going to revisit once things calm down in Cameroon, in Bulutu, because that's where the school is. Brutu, yes.
The vicinity of Tombel, right?
The vicinity of Tombel in the Coupe Maningouvert division. So here in the United States of America, we also try very hard to be recognized in the community. And I'm sure you're aware, yesterday we had a representative from the district here who came to recognize our national president, who is also a chapter member of this chapter. We do a lot in our communities wherever we are. And last year, we were actually volunteers at the food bank in Dallas. It was a very rewarding experience for us. It was fun. We enjoyed the fact that we were there to help feed tens and thousands of people who need that. This year in April, we also volunteered in the Frisco city. They have this program, the Clean It, Green It program, whereby volunteers adopt parks and other places that are clean, and at the end of the day, you're recognized, and we have fun together as part of people from the city. So we did participate in that and adopted a park that we cleaned, and we were acknowledged by the mayor of Frisco City, and it was a wonderful experience. Our Bacda magazine has some pictures for you to see, how memorable and wonderful that experience was for us. Now, where do we see ourselves in the couple of years? We plan to continue to be united. We plan to continue to follow in the strides of our predecessors. We strive to stick very closely to the Bacda cause. As just a member of this big union, we hope that no matter how small, whatever little thing we do, carries a very big impact. And that is just what Bacda is all about. We're not only trying to develop culturally, we're also trying to develop economically, we're trying to develop health, we're trying to develop education, We're trying to develop whatever thing spiritually, whatever way we can do this to help kids here, kids abroad, to make ourselves better in this country, which is foreign to us, and make things better for our people back home who need our help.
Well, I'm Dr. Ewan Theo Ipia Alobede, and currently I serve as the Bacda USA Education Chair at the national level. Bacda USA, Bacda means BAKOSSI Cultural and Development Association, which was founded some almost 30 years ago in the US, and it means to bring all BAKOSSI sons and daughters together. How can we advance the BAKOSSI cause? How can we promote our culture? Because we are in a foreign land, and you walk around everywhere, you hear people from Spain speaking Spanish, you hear people from Germany speaking German, you hear people from Italy speaking Italian. You know, some of us might be well versed in speaking all those different languages, but when do you hear us speaking BAKOSSI? When do you hear people from BAKOSSI region in Cameroon communicating in our native tongue, BAKOSSI? So that's what Bacda tries to advocate for, and I, as the education chair, we've taken this to a whole different level. Not just educating the people here, but providing an avenue where we can constantly learn. Our children who have been born in the US can learn how to speak BAKOSSI and communicate in BAKOSSI, can learn how to advance and promote our culture. That's why I stepped up and I wrote, a book, BAKOSSI 101, an introductory phase into the BAKOSSI dialect, BAKOSSI language. Let me not restrict it, people to think it's just a dialect, it's a language. BAKOSSI 101 gives you an introduction. How do you communicate in BAKOSSI? And we move from there. We're doing advancements and putting stuff on our YouTube channel, putting stuff on our website, Bacda.org. And we're also making advancements in terms of developing apps, since we advance with the technological age, developing apps that you can have on your phone and be able to learn the language BAKOSSI no matter where you are in the world, be it Switzerland, be it Scotland, be it back home in Cameroon, because there are a lot of BAKOSSI sons and daughters in Cameroon who don't speak BAKOSSI fluently. So that's what we try to advance, and not just in learning or teaching people in our language and our culture, but also enhancing them in terms of how do we improve the region we're from. How do we enhance that all those who are still in the BAKOSSI area and live there, they have access to hospitals, they have access to educational tools. So we have different sectors within Bacda USA that sponsor schools. We sponsor health drives. We sponsor educational drives. So we do a lot of different things to be able to improve the lives for all those who are still residing within the BAKOSSI lands in Cameroon.
So, what do you say about, what would be your achievements as the person behind the educational sector in the Bacda USA? What are the achievements?
There are a lot. So as we could tell you, one of the biggest things that I advanced for was to ensure that all the different local chapters communicate at least when they have their monthly meetings. For at least 30 minutes, they communicate information for that specific chapter in BAKOSSI, in BAKOSSI. The interest from when we came on board in terms of how people speak and talk our our language, has grown tremendously, to the point where, I talked about how I wrote a book, BAKOSSI 101. We have apps. So we have kids who were born in the US, probably have never visited Cameroon and the BAKOSSI region in Cameroon, but I now can tell you phrases in BAKOSSI. Education is one of those key elements in our lives that once you have it, it's yours. The kids who know how to say phrases in BAKOSSI, that's with them forever. When they have kids, they will push forward with that. And we have the tools for them to be able to continue. And if we finally develop this app, it will help make BAKOSSI 101 readily available to you wherever you are in the world. So those brothers and sisters who are in Switzerland who want to educate their kids in BAKOSSI, they can pick up that app, download it, and it's right there. You are able to speak and communicate in BAKOSSI. Another great achievement that we've done through the education committee is the scholarships. We have developed a scholarship fund under the national umbrella of Bacda USA and the President's guidance to be able to sponsor not just kids who are here in the US, but also kids back home. We have money that's allocated every single year to cover scholarships for children, those who can't afford to go to schools. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of educated and talented people, intelligent and talented people in Cameroon, kids. But the opportunity, the avenues for them to be able to advance and to be able to do great things in the world is not there. So what we try to do under the education committee is to ensure that we provide those avenues for them to go to school, be able to make full benefits of their abilities that God has given them. So the scholarship fund is a route that we use for that. Here in the U.S., for all the different accomplishments that our kids, portray in school, honor roll, advancing to Harvard and all these, prestigious, schools, advances in sports, advances in science and development. We acknowledge those kids and we use some of the funds that we have to be able to give them the incentive now to continue to advance in that realm. So education, priority for all our children, no matter where they are in the world, is one of the things that we continue to focus for. And at the same time, teaching them how to be able to speak our language and promote it.
So can you give us a brief meaning of BAKOSSI?
BAKOSSI. It's the BAKOSSI being, the BAKOSSI land. What me standing here, I'm a representative of that BAKOSSI. I represent all those who are back in the BAKOSSI land. So when the way I carry myself, the way I take care of my responsibilities, not just to my family but to our world, the care I show for you, that stems from my inherited birth as a BAKOSSI son. It stems from me being that representative. Where if you look at me, you're like, I would like to be like this guy, or I would like to emulate you. My actions are full representation of the words. They're not separated. If I tell you I'm there for you, I'm there for you 110%. If that's even such a thing as a percentage. Yeah. But I'm there for you. That is, when you say BAKOSSI, you are a representative of the BAKOSSI sons and daughters, no matter where you are in the world.
Okay, so my name is Stanley Zonkwele. I'm from Oklahoma City. I'm the president of Bacda, Oklahoma.
So, what made this huge success of the Oklahoma City with the traditional nights of the Bacda 2019?
Well, when we started back there, I think 4 years ago, we had one objective, is to help each other. Not even concentrating more, back there, always focused in helping people back home, which we are part of it. But our goal was to actually support ourselves here and even support the people back home. So we kind of created a big family and made everybody understand that we have to live together as one.
So we witnessed a huge dancing competition on the opening day of the Bacda Cultural Week.
Yeah.
And we saw that Oklahoma came with a new diversified dancing skills, body movement and everything, and finally won the trophy of the night. How was the preparation for this wonderful creativity in the Ngoni dance?
Well, first and foremost, what I want to say is that we have young guys that are very, very versed in culture and they want to learn the BAKOSSI culture very well. So even when we're practicing, it's an inborn talent.
So there was a practice?
There was practice actually.
Good.
I mean, of course, when you're going to a competition, you have to practice. We did about 3 good practices that we met on Sundays. Every Sunday we met there and we did practice. So it was good and we knew that we were coming to win the competition. Yeah.
So how do you feel as the champion of the Ngoni Dance 2019 Bacda convention?
I'm very excited. Bacda, Oklahoma have made me very proud as the pioneer president. We have worked together as a unit, as a family, and even when we have our meetings, it looks like a family gathering. So as a president, I'm very proud, and the vibes that I hear from the other BAKOSSI community, I mean, it makes me even prouder to know that I'm from BAKOSSI. I'm a BAKOSSI
indigenous.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are the expectations for the BAKOSSIans in Oklahoma for the next years?
All I expect is to maintain the energy, unity. I mean, like I keep using the word family. Let's stay as a family, of course. I mean, there's no meeting or even a family without disagreement. We can always disagree in issues or policies, or we can
disagree to agree.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, we are a family. All what we're looking for is to have a better BAKOSSI community in the U.S.
So for the young people who are growing up today in the Bacda community, what is your advice?
You mean in Oklahoma or in the Bacda?
All over the United States, in the diaspora.
Well, what I would say is that I've been in the U.S. for 21 years. And I can tell you that I've been involved in Bacda maybe the past 4 years, locally, and maybe nationally, maybe the past 2 years. What I want to tell them is that you cannot run away from your people. We are one. And at the end of the day, I mean, when you look at me, I know a lot of people in the U.S., from schools in Cameroon to other social groups here in the U.S. But where I find happiness is when I'm with my people, BAKOSSI people. So the word of advice is that join your people. At the end of the day, those are your people. God created us, put you in a family. God knows why they put you there. So we are family. Don't run away.
So how much time do you have as a president of the Bacda, Oklahoma?
That's a good question. I've been there for 4 years. When we started Bacda, I was I'm a pioneer president. The first 2 years we didn't have a constitution. Then we kind of came up with a constitution. We stipulated the term of office. Now we have a new constitution that says 2 years, which pretty much have exceeded my years, you know. But I think we'll have election next year. I'm encouraging the young BAKOSSI members to come and run for positions. You saw what happened yesterday at the national. We didn't see any competition. We need competition. We need ideas, because those ideas are the ones that bring development. So you cannot leave one person to run an organization for years, because there won't be no change. So as a president, I can't tell you how long I'm going to be there. I mean, if they want me to continue as the president, I would love somebody to come with new ideas and new energy. Yeah.
So just give us now your name and your position.
Well, like at the beginning of the interview, my name is Stanley Zonkwele. I'm the president of Bacda. Also, I'm a licensed professional counselor. I have a private business that I run area, and I work in a hospital as a therapist in a remote area in Oklahoma City.
Say mamero, say mamero, say mamero, eh, wo wo.
The Washington chapter has always adhered to the ideas of the umbrella association, Bacda USA. We have arrived at sweeping resolutions tailored at improving both chapter and national dues collection. This will not only harmonize the collection of dues, but equally increase awareness and participation of members towards Bacda events and obligations, if I say so. We are not perfect. We are striving for perfection. Notwithstanding the strength we harness as a result of group cohesion, we still face difficulties. Dues collection has never been easy as it may sound, since we still pile up unpaid debts over the years. Also limiting our growth potential is that some BAKOSSI sons and daughters still haven't discovered the spirit of building a community. Although national happenings such as deaths have hindered us from attaining our goal, we are happy to announce that we haven't recorded as many deaths as we did last year. Our spiritual committee has been working seriously on this through group monthly conversations, and the results are evident. Brothers and sisters, when you stop by, be a part of one of our end of monthly online prayers, and you will never go back the same.
That's right.
This is report presented to the
Bacda. Bacda, Washington. Sorry for the interruption, Mr. We have
well, I think we had, or we see the reason why we had to bear with them. They gave a detailed analysis of what transpired in what they have achieved and what is in pipeline. In fact, they made DC look at all there is gold. All right, that said, we'll call on the host chapter, the DMW, for their report, the chapter report. Madam President.
Oh.
Yeah. So your chapter report, please.
Hello, everybody. Hello. So nice to see you all again. I hope you all had time to rest and that you had some breakfast and that we're all geared up to take forward Bacda's agenda for today. DFW is pretty stable. We have not seen any gains in membership as of yet, but we have a lot of pending members. So hopefully next year we're going to have more numbers. As of today, our stats stay at about 17 members, which I would say are very dedicated because you all can see from yesterday's activities. We're not many, but again, we continue to stay together as a unit. We call ourselves sisters and brothers in our group. Everybody is a part of the family. So when we address anybody, we say, hey, family, that's how we are, and that's how we strive to live, to stay together and stay connected as one. DFW, in terms of activities, last April, we participated in the fiscal community service, which is usually a yearly activity that takes place in the city. And we were recognized by the city of Frisco for that effort. We did adopt a playground that we cleaned. And at the end of the day, it was a wonderful ceremony. Based on our numbers, a lot, and because we're planning for the convention, I can tell you that when we left Atlanta last year, we went straight to work and had to start planning ahead of time because of the limitation in terms of numbers that we have. I know that a lot of you had some disappointments coming here, and being here, this is not what we planned for you. We're really planning to give you and blow your minds out. So as much as you're disappointed, we are extremely disappointed. And it feels really sad that a host would feel that way. I hope that we can make the best of what we have left for the weekend. Let's not dwell too much on what is there and what is not there. If there's anything that you need, please reach out to us. A lot of us don't live around here. We live probably about a 30-mile radius from here. But whatever you need, please reach out to us. We will not mind running home and making you comfortable. The management here has really been very disrespectful.
Say mamero, say mamero, say mamero, eh, wo, wo.
I don't go to Cameroon, me hope I cause it. Something me hope I cause it. And God blessed me with my all and all. Lolo, my Lolo,
Yes.
my old Smidia. And that augmented my drive to speak BAKOSSI. It can be done. It can be done. And it got to the point where I actually even wrote BAKOSSI 101. So that tells you the kind of motivation and commitment that I have for us. So it hurts sometimes when you hear the little divisions, but that's things in the past, right? Stress less. So those are the things of the past. So everything we do now is moving forward, advancing BAKOSSI. Yes, we'll have different ideas and concepts on how to go about doing it. But once we come to a consensus, we all are together and we advance together. So we still have work to do. So we are in the digital age. From the education, we'll move from BAKOSSI 101. We'll try to get some stuff on our YouTube channel and on the website. But we are moving into the app phase, where we'll have an BAKOSSI 101 app, where you can have it on your phone. Your kids can learn how to speak BAKOSSI. That's being developed as we speak. And whoever the next person is that's actually manning this position, I will be there to support you 110%, if there's even such a thing as 110%. Because I give my all when it comes to BAKOSSI. All right? So my report is in a magazine, and we did something last convention where we actually did the BAKOSSI Jeopardy. The kids were so motivated and thrilled to be able to stand up and all the lines they had rehearsed, answer questions in BAKOSSI. The joy of seeing our kids sitting at tables in groups, speaking BAKOSSI. They might not have been able to hold a conversation in BAKOSSI, but using words in BAKOSSI, that was one of the greatest motivators that I've ever had when it comes to my advancing BAKOSSI. This year, we try to do something a little different, with inspiration, of course, to actually put and highlight the clans that fall within our BAKOSSI area and all the villages that make up those clans. As I gave the disclaimer yesterday, we will not be able to put all the clans on the papers that we have. And the report that I submitted to the magazine, that was the pre-draft before it was finalized, because we went to print before everything was done. So some updates will be made to that, and I will put that on the website to ensure that we capture all the different tribes that fall within all the clans in the BAKOSSI area. Okay? So the update, so if you give out the magazines, just tell them the updated version is online and it's written on there, bacda.org. Go to our website. Let's advance and advocate for our website. We work on the education fund, the scholarship fund. I know the president will highlight that in more detail, but we need to start taking advantage of it. We have lots of orphans in Cameroon and we don't have people to sponsor them to go to school. BAKOSSI people are the most gifted and talented people. I've been around a lot of people. You see all the different things that people do with the limited resources we have in Cameroon. We can advance education for some of these kids who have nobody else to advance for them. Those are the things we need to be fighting for. Those are the things that even when we disagree, we need to stand together and say yes to advance not just our community, but to make our world a better place. Because if you educate one child, you have changed the trajectory for that family forever. You educate one child. So let's do that. Let's do that. I'm not going to talk too much because I know I've already taken up way too much of your time. But I thank you for the honor of having been able to serve in this capacity. And I'll be here 110% as we move forward. BAKOSSI oye. Thank you.
C'est ma mère, oh, c'est ma mère, oh, c'est ma mère, oh, et wo wo.
Sigmaro, Sigmaro, Yanolo, Sigmaro, Sigmaro. Bagayo, Mokunio, Impossio, Yokunio. Sigmaro, 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 Sigmaro. Bagayo, Mokunio, Impossio, Yokunio. Sigmaro, 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 Sigmaro. Abu, Abia. Hanjumelo Monichige. Hanjumelo Monichige. Hanjumelo Hana Monichige. Hanjumelo Hana Monichige no. Hanjumelo Hana Monichige. Bacda Hana Monichige. Bacda Hana Monichige. Hanjumelo Hana Monichige. Hanjumelo Hana muni chingere. I was just trying to play the atmosphere for the chapter president for her to get ready. So. Can we give another round of applause for her, please?
Thank you, Vice President. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Big D. So that day has finally arrived, and I cannot tell you how hard the ladies and gentlemen of Big D have worked to welcome you here today. It is very, very, very pleasing to see the many colors in here representing all our different chapters that make up our union. So I hope that today's evening would just be nothing short of what we are made of culturally. It's a cultural evening, and to all our invitees who are here, be ready for a good show, because this is what our tradition is all about. This is what our conventions are all about. Usually Fridays are the most exciting of all 3 days of the convention. So I am so hopeful that everything will go well today. And we want to thank the Lord for joining messes, to see that everybody came here. No eventualities, no problems. For those who are on their way, we just cannot wait for them to join us. And so, without talking too much, because I love to talk, I am going to introduce to you all a fine lady who is here representing the Congressman of the 32nd District, Congressman Albright. Her name is Miss Hood, and she came in here as a big surprise for all of us. So you know very well that if we knew she was going to be here, we would have made a lot of noise. But I like the way she came in, nice and quiet. She's here to recognize somebody that's very important to this union. So I would pray that you all give her a hand of applause as she comes to the stage. But before she goes ahead and does her job, there's some other person that's very, very dear to this person who is about to be disclosed to all of us, who wants to say a little word first, and then we'll know exactly why we're here, or why she's here. So have fun. Don't hesitate to reach out to anybody in this uniform, because we are all putting one on today. If you need anything, we're here for you. Hope you have a wonderful time.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And nice to meet you. And thank you so much for coming to one of the members of your constituents in this area. The gentleman who's being recognized this evening is a son, a nephew to me, a husband, a dad, and most of all, in Kose. He is my nephew from his mom's side, but also he's a fine gentleman and a nice young man. He came into Bacda as a child, and he's one of the first Bacda children to lead the association at this level. He put his entire heart into the association. It's not easy for somebody younger to run Bacda.
C'est ma mère, et wow.
For you last morning, for you, but petrol. How do you go on the giving going in the chance? Possible. Mango cool, don't let go. Mama, I'm not setting a very out of the give it.
Yeah.
We have Koranot here in BAKOSSI land, the Koranot talks. When you pick up a Koranot, it goes over. It's over when you and you know, when you let the air, I will, or feel like the air of the can, what people wait on the time. So, Klante, which I told you, as a Johnson. After that, we already have the pregnant wine here. Now we're lacing it with coconut and the plantain each after this. So we call on the representative of the Ninon clan to come over and pick a coconut. What's the thing? Clan. Yeah. Go ahead and throw in my all the clans. Yeah. Yeah. The point of point, but the salary is point name. National Assembly. You are the point. Go ahead. There are no people in this hall. We have to perfect the ancestors. I need the chorus. Habin Zomo, Yaman Kansabu Mabin Sago.
Cello, Dominiolo. Oh, Dominiolo. Oh, yeah, Dominiolo. Oh, Dominiolo. Oh, yeah, Dominiolo. Boku. I have an illustrious son of Elon here who is visiting from Cameroon. And he has a word or two for this crowd. He's no other person but Peter Bush.
I just want to sing a small song in our dialect. Anjumu bolo moni jingeno. Anjumu bolo moni jinge. Jumu wala dehno moni jingeno. Anjumu bolo moni jinge. Jumu wala dehno moni jingeno. Anjumu bolo moni. 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 Ahe, Nico. Yeah. Elimbekala
Okay.
My turn.
Dominiano. Ya Dominiano. Dominiano. Ya Dominiano. Dominiano. Ya Dominiano. Dominiano. Ya Dominiano. Ya Dominiano.
C'est ma mère, oh, c'est ma mère, oh, c'est ma mère, oh, et wo wo.
Et que vous demandez de parler, Mouya Wunda, Bangla, il y en a encore les Bangla, to Mobi Minuo. Ah, le bon son.
Oh, ben Dieu, ben. Ah, c'est une Ah, Seigneur, les bois. Comment là?
Ah, Seigneur, les bois.
Comment là?
Ah, Seigneur, les bois.
Comment là?
Ah, Seigneur, les bois.
Comment?
Ah, Seigneur, les bois.
Comment là?
Ah, Seigneur, les bois.
Comment?
Ah, Seigneur, les bois.
Comment là?
Ah, Seigneur, les bois.
Comment?
Ah, Seigneur, les bois. 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 Ah, Seigneur, les bois.
Matando, sitan matanane, matando, sitan matanane, matando, bopi kama. Sitan matanane.
Hoya, hoya. Hoya, hoya. Hoya, 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 hoya. Hoya, 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 hoya. Hoya, 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 Zawa mboni yo. Zawa mboni yo. Hoya, 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 hoya. Hoya, 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 hoya. Hoya, 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 Zawa mboni yo. Ekose de buyo. Hoya, hoya, Zawa seyo. Osa Ogo, I'm going to one more for the woman to stand at one time. I'm going to someone from my one and focus upon Narrow and Aqua. I'm going to focus upon Narrow. I'm going to focus upon one of that.
We have a specialist pastor here, this evening, who is going to perpetuate the ancestors for us. After his litany of the ancestors, these plantains you see here and the wild will be very pregnant with blessing. Get a plantain and a seed of this blessing. Go home. Put this plantain on the bed 3 days after roasting and eat it with your family, and blessings are on the way. These plantains have a history. Kids who went to school and never made it through the semester, when they came into the shrine and got a blessed plantain and head mingle, when they went back to school the following semester, they came out with flying colors. Women who had childbearing problems, when they had the head nipple, when they stepped into the bed with their husband, miracles happened. So we're going to listen to our eloquent pastor for this evening. And that is nobody else but Mr. Edwin Ewan. He has stepped into the shoe of the old in God.
BAKOSSI around. The original BAKOSSI group is around. On y va.
Yase.
Balo Banikaso, c'est grave. Oh yeah! Adia, toma! Ouais, mamie! On y va! Baloba! Come on! Toma! Toma! Aha! Oh yes! Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Aha! Oh yes! Oliver! Oliver! Opa! Opa! Oliver! Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Oh, yes! Aha! Oh, yeah! Oh, yes! Aha! Aha!
Say mamero, eh, wo wo. Say mamero, eh, wo wo. Say mamero, eh, wo wo.